Thank you for tuning in to this 2023 General Election Candidate Forum for the Thurston County Board of Commissioners, Districts 4 and 5. This forum is presented by the League of Women Voters of Thurston County in collaboration with Thurston Community Media. The League of Women Voters is proud to be nonpartisan, neither supporting nor opposing candidates or political parties at any level of government, but always working on vital issues of concern to members and the public to defend our democracy and empower voters. I am Dr. Thelma Jackson with the League, and I will be moderating this forum. Brenda Paul will be our timekeeper. The Thurston County Board of Commissioners is the governing body for Thurston County. They act as both the legislative and executive bodies for county government. The Board of County Commissioners' primary duties including setting the budget for all county activities, building and maintaining county roads, enacting resolutions and ordinances, including those for land use and building construction, fixing the tax levies for the county and its subordinate jurisdictions, managing county property and county funds, and prosecuting and defending all actions for and against the county. Last year, the voters approved a measure to expand the 3-member Board of Commissioners to 5 members, creating 2 new districts, 4 and 5. This election will fill the offices of the 2 new county districts. There are 4 candidates participating in this forum. The candidates for the Thurston County District 4 are Wayne Fournier and Vivian Eason. The candidates for Thurston County District 5 are Terry S. Ballard and Emily Clouse. For this forum, each candidate will have the opportunity to answer a series of questions. We will call on candidates by district in alphabetical order. The questions will be alternated so that each has the chance to start first. You will also give a 1-minute closing statement. Each candidate will have 1 minute to respond. If you need me to report the question, don't hesitate to ask. The timer will turn yellow when you have 15 seconds left, and then will show a stop sign when your time is up. If you don't notice the sign, I will tell you when your time is up. We stress the importance of civility in our forums. Candidates, you each have received the ground rules for the forum and agree to abide by them. For the first question, I will begin with Vivian Eason. Question 1, what makes you the most qualified candidate for this position? And she will be followed by Wayne Fournier, and by Terry Ballard and Emily Clouse. So the first question, please. What makes you the most qualified candidate for this position?
I'm the most qualified person for this position. I live in unincorporated Thurston County. I've lived out there since 2004. I've worked for Thurston County for 35 years, retired. I'm also 31 years retired military veteran, and I have a lot of leadership experience. I know the county government really well. I know about the budgets, the different boards and commissions that we sit on, and I know that I represent the people of Thurston County the best. I'm endorsed by mostly people that live in the county. I'm endorsed by the large unions of the county because we do need a change, and it's time for us to have a change in Thurston County government, and I would like to be that change. Thank you.
Wayne?
Thank you, Dr. Jackson. My name is Wayne Fournier. I'm running for District 4 County Commissioner, and I have been an elected official since 2012. I ran for office right after I came back from college when I graduated from WSU, And I want to make my community a better place for my daughter to grow up in and a place for families to be proud of. I've been on that office. I've been the mayor for over 10 years. And in that time, we've had a lot of success. I'm the only candidate that has any success as any experience as a legislator, as an elected official, as an executive. I'm endorsed by nearly every elected official in the county, by major labor unions throughout the county. And I feel that I have the most experience and I'm the most ready to start from day one because the county needs support.
Terry.
Hello, my name's Terry Ballard. I've spent 35 years in the military. I've spent 29 years active, and I bring senior leadership to Thurston County. My leadership qualities and experience will bring to the position. My professional background was primarily through 35 years of military service. The majority of the position was management to include personnel with extra emphasis towards equal opportunity, budgets in millions, dollars, logistics with supply at all command levels, both in the states and abroad. I am and have been currently involved in oversight of the current Board of County Commissioners on various issues through public comment and written communication directly to the county commissioners and county managers. I yield back. Thank you.
And Emily.
Hi, I'm Emily Clouse, and I am running for Thurston County Commissioner for District 5. I am the best candidate for this position because my experiences and dedication to Thurston County make me uniquely equipped to serve. I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I'm a grassroots community organizer and the founder of Care Olympia, a nonprofit organization dedicated to improving the lives of justice-involved youth and families. I'm also currently a state employee and union member, and I'm the daughter of 2 small business owners and a retired registered union nurse. My priorities are focusing on affordable housing, environmental sustainability, and public safety. I'm committed to ensuring Thurston County is a safe place where everybody can thrive and our economy is, prosperous. Thank you.
For the second question, I will begin with Wayne Fournier. What is your understanding of tribal sovereignty, and in what ways do you believe the county should cooperate with tribes on areas of common concern?
Thank you, Dr. Jackson. Tribal sovereignty means just that the tribes are independent nations. They have certain rights that are granted to them through the U.S. Constitution to be essentially independent nations. They're not necessarily subordinate to the state or to the county, but we need to make sure we're treating them as partners. We failed in that respect over the last 150 years in various circumstances. There were several different iterations of what we thought that meant legally. And now we've come to a place where we do treat them like partners. I'm endorsed by Chairman Thurston County of the Chehalis tribe and Chairman Willie Frank III of the Nisqually tribe. And it's important that that's where the cooperation and relationships start through friendships, relationships, and being treated as equals.
Terry?
Well, I believe their sovereign state is just like a city within Thurston County. They're here. We have to support them in any way or means that we can. Also, I believe in racial equality, which is when all races and all ethnicities are treated as an equal manner. I can't forget our history. I can't forget where we're at before and where we're at now. We truly have to support them as a partner of the county. Thank you.
Emily?
When it comes to tribal sovereignty, we need to understand that tribes are sacred. We need to really support and uplift the voices of our tribal partners at every level of county government and throughout every jurisdiction in our county. I have established a relationship with the Cowlitz tribe as they are the #1 funder of my nonprofit organization. And so I understand that building relationships with our tribal partners is a lifelong process. It's not just a one-time initiative. We need to include their voices at every single level during throughout any effort that we are putting forward in the county. So when we're developing economic policy or environmental policy, we truly need to have tribal members' voices at the table while drafting those policies and throughout the implementation. We can't just have their voices heard at the very beginning of any sort of initiative or effort. We need to have their voices throughout the entire process of any policy that we are drafting with the county.
Thank you. And Vivian.
Of course, the tribes are a sovereign nation, and that in such as they fall under the federal, they work with the federal government, but as county, we have to partner with them, we have to have a relationship. And one of the best examples was in emergency management. We had our emergency management council, and the tribes were part of that council. We did exercises together. I was the liaison, so whenever we had a disaster, I would check with their emergency management. And it's a way of, you develop a relationship with them, and that is the way that the tribes work. And you tell stories, and you listen to their stories. And I believe that as you become more personally involved with them, then you're able to work through different agreements together and decide what is best for all of our communities. Thank you.
For the third question, I will begin with Terry S. Ballard. Question 3. In 2021, the county commissioners established a council on racial equity and inclusion. In 2023, efforts to create a racial equity action plan faltered with the departure of the racial equity program manager. What is your opinion on the efforts the county should take in promoting racial equity and inclusion?
Like I mentioned before, racial equality is very important. It's when all races and ethnic groups are treated in a equal manner. Also, I am a trained equal opportunity representative in the United States Army. I combated racism, reverse racism. I combated discrimination and reverse discrimination throughout the ranks. It's a very important issue, and I think we need to reestablish that area to ensure that everybody's compliant. Thank you.
Emily?
Can you repeat the question, please?
In 2021, the county commissioners established a council on racial equity and inclusion. In 2023, efforts to create a racial equity action plan faltered with the departure of the racial equity program manager. What is your opinion on the efforts the county should take in promoting racial equity and inclusion?
This question is actually deeply personal to me. I spoke with the racial equity inclusion manager after her departure from the county, and so I know the intimate details of this situation, and honestly the fallout was very disappointing. We need to ensure that when we hire staff who are subject matter experts in racial equity, we equip them with the tools and the foundation they need to be successful. And in this case, I understand that this initiative was new, and so the project and the planning, all of this was new. However, I think that collaboration between county government and executive staff, along with this, whoever fills this position in the racial equity area, we need to ensure that it's a collaborative effort, and we're having continuous meetings with the person who is in this position, because this racial equity and inclusion is extremely important. It needs to be interwoven throughout every single policy we create. So we need to ensure that this person is equipped with all of the tools that they need to be successful.
Thank you. Vivian.
Yes, I actually worked for Thurston County when that program was started, and the coordinator was hired under the county manager, so it was kind of from the top down, and I think that was uncomfortable for a lot of staff and the way the program was introduced. And I think that's another way that you partner with that person. You bring in like a committee that represents the different parts of the offices, and make it a more boots on the ground kind of position, so that they're actually working with everyone and they get to know them. And we have a lot of staffing issues and a lot of issues in the county right now, and that's an area that I want to work with. We are losing people. In addition to her, we've lost several people, and so I think it's just bringing in and bringing giving voice to the employees and to the people that work there. And I think that we could do a better job with her, how that was handled.
And Wayne.
Thank you. The pieces are all there. So in 2021, the committee was created. So there is a committee on racial equity, and then an action plan was developed. But you have things like COVID that occurred, and so emergencies come up, and things do falter. And the county did drop the ball on that. They have hired a new racial equity manager, so that position has been filled. It's only been a few weeks. So the pieces are all there, and the individual and the committee needs to be empowered to make change. So they're working on it, but we need to make sure we don't drop the ball again. And that'll, I hope that will be one of the opportunities I get to do is, hold that initiative accountable.
Unfortunately, Emily Clouse has had to leave this forum due to illness. The next question, as I have stated, is question 4. This year, the state legislature required that Thurston County update its comprehensive plan to address climate change. How do you think the county should incorporate climate change impacts to its land use planning, and with what urgency? And I'll start first with Vivian Eason.
Yes, Thurston County's comprehensive management plan should be a living document updated as we need it. Climate change has been affecting disasters for quite some time, and we've been pushing for some changes to the planning in response to, we have a lot more flooding, we have fires, and so there's a lot of planning use for how you build homes in the WUI, which is the wildland interface in the county. And so we have to have an area that we can make it where it's more defensible space for people. When it comes to property rights, I am always for property rights with individual owners, and so I think that you need to make that a voluntary situation for property owners in Thurston County, because that does impact my district a lot, which is South Thurston County. But yes, we have to comply, and we need to do that as soon as we can. It takes a while to do a comprehensive management plan, so it will take some time to get that incorporated. Thank you.
Wayne.
Thank you. The comp plan is the most important document that a governing agency is going to develop, right next to the budget. This is done typically every 10 years, 10 to 12 years, and so you get to open it. You have to take it very seriously once it's open, and a lot of work goes into it. Last year this question was asked, but it wasn't required that a climate action plan be included in a comp plan. This year it is required. So our community is committed to addressing it. The legislature is ensuring that we address it. I'm not a climate scientist or a climatologist. I've been a professional firefighter for the last 2 decades, and I've seen the effects that increased temperatures have caused on our forests. The fires have gotten hotter, bigger. So I'm committed to making sure that sensible plans are included that are sustainable, take people into account, the environment into account, and make sure that we are working on this and using best practices.
Thank you. And Terry.
Currently, the Thurston County Planning Commission is looking at that and providing their knowledge and experiences going forward. The GMA state comp plan has 7 requirements and is funded by the state. The GMA county comp plan has 5 more. If it is in the legislative authority, I am required to do it. I really don't believe the county has the required funding to add any more, which includes the added 5, but I will review it once I enter office. Critical area ordinances are on my top priority. I want to make sure that they actually are critical area ordinances and not just fictional. So we have to also look at that and adhere to our environment. Thank you.
The 5th question goes to Wayne Fournier first. How can the county work with other jurisdictions in addressing the homelessness crisis?
Well, we've started doing it already. Just last year, a home fund was passed where millions of dollars are being generated through additional sales tax revenue, and additional services are now being rolled out, and you're seeing changes in the homeless population. You're seeing services that weren't before available being provided. There's been money that's come from the state, and it takes a village to work on these things. Olympia can't do it alone, Lacey can't do it alone, and the county can't do it alone. So we do need to work together, and we need to make sure that people are elected to office that are collaborators. As mayor of Tenino, one of the things that I am well known for is being a collaborator and listening to others and bringing people in to work on issues together.
Terry?
The Home Fund was created without the vote of the people. You need the voters' input on everything. The county commissioners can't decide on what's best for the county unless they have input. I'm one for, and the Home Fund, the taxes were given directly to Olympia and divided from the rest of the county. I believe they're out right now of funding as the sales tax continues to come in. I want these unfortunates to have a hand up, not a hand out. We can't keep on providing lodging and not taking care of the core problem. We need to get our social services department energized to put them into a fixed program that prevents them from drug abuse and prevents them from homelessness. There is nothing illegal about homelessness. The legality of homelessness goes... Huh? Oh.
Your time is up.
I'm sorry.
Vivian, same question.
Could you repeat the question?
Yes. How can the county work with other jurisdictions in addressing the homelessness crisis?
I believe Thurston County has made a really good effort to work with the other jurisdictions. We have the Board of Health, which has done that. The Board of Health has just recently expanded. We have the Home Fund, and we've had a lot. But what I see is we have millions and millions of dollars going into but we haven't found real solutions yet. So I want us to look at what are the root causes of the crime and the homelessness, and so that we can help people. I mean, we should be helping people with their mental health. If they have drug addictions, we should get treatment for them. And we should have strings attached to the funding that we're putting out, so that we're not just doling out millions and millions of dollars and not having solutions. So I believe that we should put those into grants, and that there should be deliverables on those grants. But I do believe that we have to treat people with respect, and it's not appropriate for people to be living the way they're living in conditions that we wouldn't even allow our animals to live in. And so I have great compassion for people, and I want to help everyone do it better.
Thank you. The sixth and final question goes first to Terry. Question 6. Thurston County's plans for a new voter services center appear to have stalled due to a lack of funding. What do you think the county should do to ensure this center is operating by 2024 elections?
Well, first of all, we need to find the correct funding. A lot of things are taken out of the REAP 1 funds. A lot of things are taken out of the unincorporated fund and not the general fund. We need to come together as far as funding and just not throw money at the problem and then wait for the solution. We need to go with we need to energize the correct ways to get the funding, the correct ways to have the bids. We need to do this correctly, and I don't think the current commissioners are doing what is needed to be done per the regulation.
Thank you. Vivian?
Gosh, there's only so much money, and we just can't, right now we're just having trouble paying for everything. And in addition to that, and I've talked to the leaders on this, we don't even have a contract with our employees right now. So we have a lot of issues going on. We need to prioritize what we're going to spend the money on. And so there may be some programs that we have to look at to kind of reprioritize. Can we get that election center up and running by 2024? Is it within our budget to do that? We've spent a lot of money moving to the atrium. We have the remodel for the courthouse. So it's just a really tough time, and there's a lot of costs that have been going on. And we have to also look at, is there a reduction in, you know, our revenue sources? People aren't spending money the way they were. You know, so there's a lot. We have to look at revenue and what we can't afford. We just can't keep going into more debt. And so we have to just make priorities and come to an agreement on that.
Thank you. And Wayne?
Thank you for the question. This is a difficult one because the county's revenue streams have flatlined. Projections are paltry for the next couple of years, and right now there's proposals for about 8% cuts to the general fund budget across the board. So finding new revenue sources is very important. That's something that I have a lot of experience with. The city budget in Tenino for the last 10 years, I've almost quadrupled it. So getting creative about revenue sources is something that I have experience in. When it comes to the county elections, there's a public safety sales tax initiative that's coming up that I am in favor of. This will bring more deputies to the streets, and it'll also provide money for election securities, and it will help out the auditor's office. But we also need to be going to the federal government and the state government because we need help paying for our elections. And so we should be lobbying we should be lobbying our Congress people. We should be lobbying our representatives. There should be some assistance from the feds for that.
Thank you. You now have 1 minute for a closing statement, beginning with Terry S. Ballard.
Thank you, League of Women Voters, for providing this forum for the voters to become informed. Voting is a means to provide who you want to serve you in the future of your community. It's a democratic process. As your next commissioner, I will commit to making Thurston County a better and safer place to live, work, and play. A place that is affordable, has values that represent the voices that speak up and care about the citizens. A place where the American dream is obtainable, goal for everyone who wants to work for it. As your next commissioner, I will commit to be zealous in oversight of the hard-earned paid tax dollars you entrust to the county to provide services to you. I am respectfully asking for your vote so I may serve my community with my learned leadership of serving my country for 35 years. Please vote for me, Terry Ballard, as your next commissioner. Thank you.
Vivian?
Hi, I'm Vivian Eason. I'm running for District 4 County Commissioner. District 4 was formed as part of the new, 2 new districts. It is to primarily represent South Thurston County. I live in unincorporated South Thurston County, and I am your friend, your neighbor. I've worked in this community for many, many years, and I've been a part of the community for many years. My goal is to ensure Thurston County is a great place to live, work, and raise our families. My priority is public safety, finding the root causes of our crime and our homelessness, address burdens of inflation, how we're going to continue as working families paying for all the cost, the inflation that's come to us. Let's cut the red tape, hindering our economic growth and protecting our environment at the same time. I'm Vivian Eason. I want to be your county commissioner for District 4. Thank you, and thank you for having this forum.
And Wayne?
Thank you, League of Women's Voters, for giving me the opportunity today to talk to the voters. My name is Wayne Fournier. I'm running for District 4 County Commissioner. I have been the mayor of Tenino for over the past decade, and I have experience as an elected official. I have experience working as an executive and a legislative on a legislative body. I first got into politics because I wanted to make a better community for my family and for my daughter. And if you look at what's gone on in Tenino, it's been transformative, and I have a success story to back up why I want to run for county commissioner. We now have the opportunity to strengthen our voice in South Thurston County. I know how to effectively do that. I have the relationships, I have the experience, and I have the knowledge to be a county commissioner. Thank you.
I'd like to express my gratitude to the League of Women Voters for facilitating this crucial conversation and for allowing me to submit a delayed closing statement. Unfortunately, I had to leave the forum early because I wasn't feeling well. I'd also like to thank you, the community members, for engaging and allowing us to share our visions. My journey, from the streets of this county, to serving our nation, to founding CARE, to running for office, has been driven by a deep love for this community and a desire to make it better for all of us. I don't just understand our community's challenges from a distance, I've lived them. I am committed to ensuring our county's safety, prioritizing affordable housing for all, and championing environmental sustainability. My experiences, my resilience, and my dedication to Thurston County make me uniquely equipped to serve as your commissioner. I ask for your trust and your vote so we can shape a brighter future for everyone in our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Wayne Fournier, Vivian Eason, Emily Clouse for the time she was able to be with us, and Terry S. Ballard for participating in this candidate forum. We thank our partner, TC Media, for producing and airing it. We are indebted to TC Media for years of making these forums happen and educating the voters. We encourage our viewers to be a voter in the upcoming election on November 7. Every vote counts. Ballots will be mailed out around the 18th of October, and you may register to vote up to Election Day. Thank you for watching.